We've got Matthew Perryman Jones in our studios this afternoon. I'm excited you brought Nielsen Hubbard with you because you talk about when you guys are doing this record, you did something where it was a stream of consciousness while you're writing songs. Can you explain that a little bit? Because that seems pretty interesting. And to have Nielsen here, just explain, how does that work?
Well, I mean, the last couple records that I've, been with Nielsen on, I kind of would just typically come with a pile of songs and mostly just like melody ideas and some structures that I have and lyrical fragments, and so there's mostly just coming with these melody ideas, and so we've kind of come up with this thing where we'll sit down together and I'll just kind of start strumming and singing, and a lot of the lyrics that aren't finished, I'll have a little idea that's in there, but I'll really just kind of sit, kind of like I would if I was sitting at my kitchen table, but I've got another ear sitting there with me, and so Nielsen will just sit there with a pad and pen and just kind of go, it sounded like you just said this, and that's kind of cool. Yeah, cabbage. Did you just say cabbage? And it just kind of, I think in a way, I don't know, maybe Nielsen can explain a little more, but then, we kind of find the guts of the song, I think, that way, because you're not thinking so much about it. You're kind of going more with what the feeling is and kind of tapping into something maybe a little more.
I mean, both of us are, right from that melodic sense. So, and that dictates so much of the words. Just sounds. I know Matthew's he always talks about sounds, like how they sound when you sing them. So, like when he's doing that, when I'm transcribing these things, he always has certain sounds that he wants within like verses or choruses.
Is it something you've done with anyone else before?
I've done a lot of co-writing, but I think it's a special kind of team up because, just our strengths, and our weaknesses, I guess they blend together really well because I'm definitely a closer. Like I like to finish stuff and like Matthew's like this walking melody. I feel like I'm just like capturing field recordings, running around like, what did you sing there? Sing it again. Because he's always got just unbelievable these unbelievable amount of melody ideas just coming out all the time, and so it seems to work. We get together and I'm
Nelson's a workhorse. Like he's like, no, we're finishing this song today. Like actually Saved You, we wrote together, and we were writing
Don't Fall in Love.
We were writing Don't Fall in Love, and working on a completely different song. And I guess there was a break or something, and I just kind of had an ADD moment where I just started strumming this little thing and just started singing off the top of my head. Yet again, I want to rock and roll. I want to give my soul. And Nielsen was like, well, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, that's the next song we're going to do, but we're going to finish this one first and go back to that one. So we recorded it and went back to it.
Save You in an hour. I think the song was just like a quick one right after.
It just kind of happened. So
some of the great ones happen that way.
I think so, yeah.
We got Matthew Perryman Jones in the studio. You're talking about co-writing. Is that something that's always come naturally to you, or was it something you had to work on?
Yeah, when I first moved to town, I'd done some co-writing, but it was definitely, I felt like a weird thing because I think for especially early when I was writing, I was a little precious about my songs and my writing, and but I think I kind of loosened that up a little bit and then started writing more with people and actually really started enjoying it. I felt like there's a real creatively, it's just there's something that you kind of get unclogged a little bit working with somebody else. You hear different ideas or different angles, and I think it's really refreshing. I think if you're open to it and you kind of have to check your ego a little bit and not worry about just doing your idea, but like caring about a song, and kind of the goal is to write a good song, not just you having your thing, but just we want to write a good song, and that's the goal. So I think, co-writing has actually been a really cool discovery for me, yeah.
I see you wrote with Kate York on this record and Katie Herzig. Yeah. Who are your favorite people to co-write with?
You just named them. I love writing with Nielsen. I love writing with Katie. Kate is amazing. I've written some with Trent Dabbs as well. Those would probably be among my favorites in town. There's definitely, because it's hit and miss. There's some people that I would think, man, that would be a perfect match, and sometimes it just doesn't work that way. Some people that you'd think would be perfect may not be. I think it really has to do with a certain chemistry, a certain creative input from both people that has to work. So, but those are the folks that I would probably highlight as my favorites in town to write with. So.
We're chatting with Matthew Perryman Jones and Nielsen Hubbard. Matthew is going to be out at Exit Inn tomorrow night with Trent Dabbs and Alva Lee, formerly known as Allie Peden. Yeah. Do you guys want to do another tune?
Sure. This is actually one of the songs I worked on with Katie Herzig. It's a song called When It Falls Apart. Here we go again, it's all the same. A familiar scene, but we call it by a different name. Well, it's an alibi of innocence. We work so hard for it all to just make sense, but it won't make sense. When it falls apart, the pieces fit, but you won't see it till you're blinded. You can let it go or hold it tight. When you lose your life, you will find it. Oh, it's nothing new. These lessons come to me dressed in deja vu. I thought I had it all sort of figured out, but she stripped me clean and exposed my doubt. That's what it's all about. When it falls apart, the pieces fit, but you won't see it till you're blinded. You can let it go or hold it tight. When you lose your life, you will find it. All in the dark, on my knees, when I hear her sing to me. Oh, why is the truth so hard to take? The heart cannot go free till it breaks.